Welcome to Khetz Tutorials and welcome to yet another video in the Python for Beginners series. Today, or in this video, you're going to talk about input. So let's name this new file input.py. What is input? So far, we've just been printing stuff in the terminal and it just outputs whatever it is that we stored in variables, but we can actually put something into the program, or we can add input into our code. And this is how it works. So in a useful program, the user, so let's say you have a user and you have a program. The user interacts with the program. So the program would ask, what is your name? And the user would say, my name is Khetz. And the program would store that somewhere and use it. So for example, I'm sure you've had emails that have your name in them. So those emails are probably sent to thousands and thousands of people. But since the program has stored your name, then it's able to reproduce it. It's just going to place it wherever it's supposed to be placed. That is exactly what we're going to do. The program, which is our code, is going to ask us a question. Doesn't have to be a question, just that questions make more sense. We're going to give the program an answer. Then the program is going to store that information and use it somewhere. And that is the principle behind everything that we're going to do today. And now to take the input, we're going to type our input into the terminal. Now, so let's use the name example that I talked about. So we're going to create a variable called first_name equal. Now you're going to say input, and in here you're going to write a prompt, and a prompt is just either a question or a statement that asks the user to do an action. And the action in our case says, please enter your first name. And it doesn't have to be this. You can go ahead and type whatever it is that you want to type. Just create a space so that it looks good on the terminal when it outputs. So even though we say input, this is actually going to be printed at the terminal, but it expects an input from you. So after printing this, it's going to stop and wait for you to type something. You're going to click on the terminal, type, then press enter. It'll only register, or it'll only store your input after you press enter. So the input is going to be stored in first name, and now you can use the input for whatever you want to use it for. So after pressing enter, let's say we just want to print the following message. It's just going to say hi, and you're going to put a comma and have first name. So what we expect is it's going to say, please enter your first name. You're going to enter your first name in the terminal, press enter. After pressing enter, it stores whatever it is that you wrote. So let me show this. I'm going to run the file. It says, please enter your name. You're going to click on the terminal, and you're going to start writing. This can be as long as you want it to be, right? And you can delete as well. But it doesn't store anything until you press enter. So once you press enter, that is when it will store all of this into the variable first name. So let's press enter. You're going to press enter and it says hi with all of that which I typed. So let's make more sense of this by actually typing something that makes sense. So please enter your first name. You're going to type Khetz, press enter, and it says hi Khetz. So this print statement is the second line that I have over here. It stored this from this line. So whatever you type in the terminal is going to be stored after you press enter, and you can use it elsewhere. I just use it in a print statement. If you can find other uses for this, which is what we will do in later videos, in the videos that will follow, then just go ahead. If you think you have enough information to use the input for something else, then you can go ahead and use it. Also, you can have multiple lines. Let's talk about last name, for example, and you say input. So this is how you please enter your last name, and you just create some space so that it looks good. And you then say add last name to your print statement. Do that. And now we expect it to say I, whatever you put in as your first name, whatever you put in as your last name. So let's clear the terminal, run this. Please enter your first name. You're going to enter it, Khetz, press enter, then that is only going to pop up after you press enter. It's the following line. It's going to pop up only when you press enter, unlike print statements which pop up all at once. So now we're going to come to the terminal again, click on the terminal, tutorials, and press enter. Then it says hi Khetz tutorials, and you can write anything else. You can use it for a bunch of cool messages that you can think of, or anything, as I said, that you can think of at this point. What I wanted to show you in this video is how to use input. So you can type into the terminal using this function. You're going to put in a sentence or a prompt in there, and the input function is just going to store whatever it is that you're pressing in after pressing enter into the variable that you have. In this case, I just use the variables in this way. So that is all with regards to input. That is what I had to show. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, just give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next video.